Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Life of Logan. Today we're talking about alignment, what it feels like, how to recognize it, and why it's so important. You ever have those moments where everything just clicks, where opportunities, people, and even the smallest things seem to align perfectly? That's not random. That's actually alignment. But how do you know if you're truly in alignment or if you're just trying to force something to work? And that's what we're going to get into today. But before I take this deep dive and unpack what needs to be done, make sure that you please like the video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. So the feeling of alignment. Alignment isn't about everything being easy. It's about things feeling right. It's that deep sense of knowing, the quiet confidence that you're exactly where you need to be. When you're in alignment, you feel a sense of flow. Things unfold naturally without force or resistance. Decisions feel clearer. You don't have to overthink every step because you know what's right. You experience synchronicities. Timing just works out. The right people enter your life and confirmations seem to appear right when you need them. One of the biggest signs I've noticed in my own life is when I am in alignment, I don't have to chase anything. What's meant for me finds me. When I've tried to force something outside of alignment, it's been like swimming upstream because it's not meant to be. It drained me, it frustrated me, and it was full of unnecessary struggles. So what are some of the signs you're out of alignment? Because just like how you could be in alignment, there are signs that you're out of it. Just like there are things where they feel right, there are also signs when something is off. Constant obstacles that don't feel like challenges. They feel like warnings, like, hey, you do not want to come over here. Feeling drained instead of energized by what you're pursuing. And the biggest thing is ignoring your gut, trying to convince yourself that something is right when deep down you know that it's not. And when you're out of alignment, life doesn't flow. It resists because you're trying to go against the grain. You're going somewhere where you're not supposed to be. And while challenges are normal and it's a part of the journey, alignment isn't about avoiding struggle. It's about knowing which struggles are worth pushing through and which doors are to be remain closed for specific reasons that we may not ever know. So if you find yourself out of alignment, how do you get back into it? And if you're ever feeling stuck, lost, or like you're constantly pushing against something, it might be time to realign. And here's some things that I've uncovered. And, like I said, I always got some notes for y'all. So here's some things that I found during the times when I was out of alignment in contrast to being in alignment. So when you're out of alignment, you need to listen to yourself. Your intuition is always speaking and it's on you to listen. I always say intuition, spirit, the voice of God, whatever you want to call it, is always there. It's whispering, but if you keep on going down the wrong path, it's going to get louder and louder and louder because it's like, oh, you didn't hear me the first time. So let me go on ahead and make it very clear that this is not for you. The next thing is we have to stop forcing what isn't working. If you have to beg, force, or convince, it's probably not for you. Next is following what energizes you. Pay attention to what excites you, what sparks your soul. That's a breadcrumb towards your path. Like breadcrumbing, we talk about it in negative ways, but sometimes the things that excite you, it's breadcrumbs there. Like we talk about with children, you basically let your child go in the way of their interests. So you may want your child to be involved in sports, but your child may like cooking. You may want your child to be involved in different auxiliary clubs or whatever, but like Future Business Leaders of America or something like that. But your child likes singing. guide them in the way that excites them. And that's the same thing we have to do as adults as well. And then last, which is probably one of the hardest things, is we must trust divine timing. Just because something isn't happening now doesn't mean it never will. Maybe you're being prepared for it, or maybe something better is waiting. Remember, it's not what you want. It's ultimately the plan that God has for you. And as the old saying goes, when you see what God has for you, you understand why things didn't work out the way you thought it was, because his plan is way much larger than yours ever could be. So alignment isn't about perfection. I need for you all to understand that. It's about moving with faith, trusting the process, and allowing what's meant for you to come in its own time. You don't have to chase alignment. You just have to remove what's blocking it. Either it could be you and your actions, or it could be the path that you're going on, but let's not chase alignment. And when you do that, when you do just get yourself removed of those blockers, you'll find that everything shifts. Things that once felt hard become effortless. Doors that once were closed start to open for you. And you move through life with a sense of peace, because you know this is what you're meant to be. This is where you're meant to be. This is where you're meant to be going. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to ask yourself and be completely honest. Am I in alignment, or am I trying to force something that isn't meant for me, at least in this moment? The answer might just change everything about you if you give it some honest thought. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Life of Logan. If this episode resonated with you, please make sure that you share it with somebody who needs it. And if any of this, what I said, if you found yourself doing any of this, nodding your head and saying, drop me a heart in the comment section, or you can really go on ahead and do me one better and drop a simple "he ain't lying" in the comment section, if in fact I was not lying and I was going ahead and telling you the truth as you see it. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you keep growing, keep trusting, and keep aligning. Until next time, take care.